Because, like, when I was a kid, I used to watch America's Most Wanted. You know how kids do. And I would always think to myself, how could another person kill someone? How could a human being kill another human being? And then I got cheated on, and I was like, oh, okay. I'm not gonna do it, but I totally get it. With weed, it was just something we wanted really badly, and we kept asking them for 40 years, like, excuse me. And then suddenly the government became like cool parents, and they're just like, okay, here, take a little. We'd rather you do it in the house than go somewhere else, blah, 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 blah. No, drugs like that are tricky sometimes. It was a lie to get drugs. You know, like a crime. This is sort of like, oh, stick it in, I am an American. We took off while you were in the bathroom because we hate you. Detective, we found a pool of the killer's blood in that hallway. And he would just be like, gross. I was just like an old queen. I would come out to the recess yard and be like, everyone get out of my way. I just want to sit here and feed my birds. And I have a girlfriend, and she's a female person.
Have you ever zoned out for a few minutes? I've been zoned out since 2014. You have a movie theater in your brain that plays fake arguments that you win.
Papa, today I met a boy with no eyes. 13-year-olds are the meanest people in the world. They terrify me to this day. This is an on-fire garbage can. Could be a nursery. My children are not going to be playing out on grass. They will be up in their rooms playing violent video games and catfishing pedophiles. These are my children, and that's my wife.
I try to stay a little optimistic, even though I will admit, things are getting pretty sticky. And then 5,000 miles away, a hippo was like, I have a nuclear bomb, and I'm gonna blow up the hospital.
No one cared what I thought. Sometimes people would say, what do you think you're doing? But that just meant stop. They didn't actually want to know my thought process. They didn't want me to be like, well, I was gonna put this bottle rocket into this carton of eggs so that when I lit off the bottle rocket, the eggs would explode everywhere. Oh, well, that's very interesting. And what brought you to this experiment? Oh, well, thank you for asking. Well, you know how I'm filled with rage?
It was important I listened, and I zoned out. I was like, nah, I'm gonna stare at the wall and think my thoughts. Have you ever just been sitting there thinking about something for like 20, 25 minutes, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I'm driving, and you remember? You're like, I'm going 75 miles an hour. I have been for a while.
And by the way, part of me was like, whatever, you know? You know those days when you're like, this might as well happen? It's wrong to make fun of people, you know, but it's so fun sometimes. So I start to sprint down the hallway at her, and she looks back and she's like, ah! And then she gives chase, so now we're like booking it down the corridor at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm gaining on her. I'm gaining on her, and we're getting to the end of the hallway, and she's going into that like dead end shuffle, you know, that women do when you chase them. And I'm almost there. I'm almost at her, and then it dawns on me. Oh! She's running from me. I'm not like a, you know, I'm not a man.
Stay down on the ground! Stay down on the ground, you mother.
And then I go over to the Delta Help Desk, which is an oxymoron, and I go, can I please go home on an airplane? And they go, no. In fact, we're gonna frame you for murder. And you're gonna go to jail for 30 years.
Then they said, give us some money! As a gift! We want a gift! But only if it's money!